When I sat down to read this manga, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. And whoo boy, was I not disappointed. Unlike my father. This series is written and drawn by Ryoyu Minenami, a mangaka who's been working for quite some time now and has over 3 published series under her belt. Needless to say, she's not a rookie. But now let's talk about her newest work, Haunted Peak. Haunted Peak is a story about a boy named Mikoma Sasana. He lives with his family on the base of a mountain owned by his grandfather. As a child, his grandfather would take him up the mountain and teach him the ropes of mountain man. But after the passing of his grandfather, his parents sold the mountain for dirt cheap so they could get rid of it. This, of course, made Mikoma quite peeved, reasonably so. If that were me, personally, I'd have crashed out. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's meet some of our characters. Here we have Momiji, the childhood best friend of Mikoma, and just so happens to also be the lady Mikoma has feelings for, even though she's a bitch. I'm sure she'll probably have some sort of redemption later on, but as of now, perish. Same with our next character, Roka. He falls into the same ballpark as Momiji, seeming well written so far, but is kind of an asshole. He seems to have a lot going on, and I'm sure we will see a deep dive into him later in the series. And I do already like him more than Momiji, since he has the balls to tell Mikoma, yo, I'm gonna ask out Momiji. You cool with that? Knowing that Mikoma liked her back in elementary school. Kinda chill, still an asshole. Now, so far, we have a love triangle between 2 assholes and a main character who doesn't seem like an asshole, but that's yet to be proven in a court of law. That being said, we're only 6 chapters in. This is a good time to mention, this isn't a review. It is impossible to review a series that's not even 1 volume in. That's like playing Halo and getting through the Pillar of Autumn and reviewing the entire series. You'd probably still give it a 10, so that was a bad analogy. I make these types of videos to give my impressions and spread awareness of a new series. This series, for all I know, could take a massive deviation and become about these 3 trying to kill zombie Lenin before he brings undead communism to Japan. That would be fucking sick. Getting back to our main character Mikoma, right before learning the mountain had been sold, he sees a weird leaf man constructing something. That's a red flag. That's why we have guns. Well, I guess they don't have guns in Japan. Get on that. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I lived in Japan and I saw a leaf man on my property, the first thing I'm doing is going to the fucking courthouse and saying, guys, give me a handgun, please. His reaction is reasonably, fuck that, but once he returns home to report this weird leaf man, this is where he learns the soul-crushing news that the land he was promised by his grandfather was sold to Leaf Man. Fuck. God, now you're telling me Leaf Man owns my shit? Dude. I'm starting to understand. Rumors from the Forestry Association say that he is some sort of influencer. Yikes. But let's be honest, that's the only reason some dude would be wearing a leaf in the woods. Hopefully. Hearing this rumor and feeling intrigued, Momiji asked Mikoma to bring her up the mountain to take a look. He clearly loves the idea, and I'm sure nothing could ruin this shit he's third-wheeling on his own property. Yo, killing me with this! As they venture into the mountain, they finally come across the area where Mikoma saw the Leaf Man. But as they climb, the topic switches to the supernatural.
Ghost adventures.
Once for a male, twice for a female. Stop it.
According to his grandfather, the mountain was haunted by the spirit of a woman who was murdered and buried amongst the trees. And as the story goes, she lurks around the mountain trying to find her body. I'm trying to think of self-defense against ghosts, which I know quite a bit about. If you look at the second channel, wink wink nudge nudge, subscribe to Bozmo, and then go subscribe to Expired Coupon and watch us fight ghosts in real life.
What you thinking, Liam?
We need to vacuum up the ghost. I do, and I see something moving. Hold on.
Well, the temperature's going off.
Is there anybody in here right now with us who perhaps wore one of these dresses that Parker is currently defiling? But seriously, you should subscribe if you want more anime and manga content. I'm told that if I do this and tell you, you will actually subscribe, you brain dead fuck. But back on topic, ghosts, scary. And even when discussing this eerie and cool topic, Miyoji still finds a way to be a bitch. It's incredible. Once they arrive at the spot, they see the Leaf Man. And well, it's a Leaf Man with a chainsaw. They reasonably GTFO and leave him to his devices, which I think is the right call in this scenario. Not that I have seen a Leaf Man. I plan to not see a Leaf Man. The next day, following said traumatic event, Mr. Hotshot tries to get Momiji to go back up so they can record the guy and just immediately gets shot down. Nah, murdered. Dude, is not that guy. After being humiliated, he spends the day gathering information about the Leaf Man and getting third wheeled again. Jeez, I'm really starting to feel for this guy. After learning some disturbing information, he heads up the mountain himself to see what he can find and maybe even learn who is the Leaf Man. And that's all I'm gonna talk about. If you want to learn more, go read it. I left out quite a bit of information, so make sure you start back at chapter 1, or I will find you, I swear to Christ! Overall, I really enjoyed what I read. God, I just fucking slapped myself. Why? It's been a while since something has piqued my interest this much that wasn't a romance. I love the ghost side of the story, and I really hope it's expanded upon. I will be super bummed if this story drops it or never touches it again. But it seems to be on the right track. It's creepy. The characters are unsettling, and our main character is really going through it. His friends suck. His love life sucks. His family sucks. I, for one, am excited to see how it all unfolds. This manga's got mystery and a supernatural touch. If that sounds interesting, you should probably give it a fucking read. Oh, I also want to talk about my favorite character so far, who is a girl I didn't touch on earlier since she hasn't had much page time yet, but I can tell she will. This lady is Makita. She's crazy, and with what little page time she has had, has become the most standout and genuine character. Not that that's a high bar with these three. Now, this might just be wishful thinking, but I really hope she becomes part of our main cast, and maybe the love interest. I think that would be really cool to have the crazy tomboy wiggle her way into that role in the story. Will it happen? Probably not. Do I want it to? Badly. As for the art style, is pretty good. There's nothing I gotta say. It's not exactly unique, but it looks good. It gets the job done. I adore the backgrounds. I always gotta point out when backgrounds look good, and this series has an abundance of them, and most of them are nature shots, which I personally cannot stand drawing. I'm trying to get better, but my God, I'd rather drink gasoline. But it looks really good here, so I just want to shout it out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you're looking for more anime, manga, gaming content, then please hit that subscribe button and join me as I do my best to not get audited by the IRS for a third time. I'm feeling good this year. Let's see how that goes. Fingers crossed. Leave a comment down below if there's a series you would like me to take a look at, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye-bye.